Hi, this is Pastor Keith Lawrence, pastor of Greater Mount Moriah, Missionary Baptist Church, where God has allowed me to be here for the past 37 years. And for that, I'm very grateful. I want to bring you some weekly studies, and this week we're going to be talking about the faith of a Canaanite woman. What we saw there, if you remember that story, was in the book of Matthew, the 15th chapter, verses 21 through 28. Again, that was Matthew 15, 21 through 28. And if you remember, the faith of this Canaanite woman, she approached Jesus at a time when Jesus had extended his boundaries because he had traveled to Tyre and Sidon, as you might recall, and those was Gentile territories. And Jesus encountered this Gentile woman that was called a Canaanite. The Jewish nation, as you remember, they considered the Canaanites as their enemies. You check the history and you see that that's correct. But this bold woman showed remarkable faith in Jesus by requesting healing of her demon-possessed daughter. It took a lot of nerve, I would have to admit, to walk up to somebody that you knew that was considered your enemy and ask them for their help, just simply because you believed in them. And this is certainly what was the case of this Canaanite woman. Many other Jewish people, if you remember, up to this point, they still had doubt about Jesus' identity. And today still, people have doubts about Jesus' identity. And the one thing you got to know for sure, sometimes you got to know. And when it comes to Jesus Christ, you just got to know that he is the holy and righteous Son of God. He's the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody can come to the Father except they come through him. You got to know this. It's not something that you guess about. But anyway, this particular Canaanite woman confidently called Jesus the Savior, the Son of David. So her reference to him in this way, no doubt, it indicated that she believed he was the Messiah. It wasn't a matter of identity. She knew who he was. And because she knew who he was, she was going to exercise some extraordinary faith. Extraordinary. And that determination, why Jesus ignored her from the beginning, it don't really say. Don't really know. But still, nevertheless, this desperate mother patiently, she kept persistent. And Jesus answered negatively again. Jesus referred to the Gentiles as dogs. And in their estimation, sinners. So Jesus attempted to soften it just a little bit, naming by calling her a little dog. The term meant puppy or pet. However, it still was an offensive term. And at the same time, Jesus drew out the woman's faith for all to see. And I believe that was the reason why he ignored that, because he wanted everybody around and those that was going to read about it later to see this woman's faith, how extraordinary that her faith was. And so the question is, as we think about it through the course of the week, what is your faith? The New Testament tells of people with great faith, such as the centurion woman, you remember her, and the woman that touched the hem of Jesus' garment, and the two blind men that was recorded in the book of Mark. But the word to me would be, what would Jesus say about your faith? I know what Jesus said about this woman's faith. I like reading the Living Bible. And let me tell you what it says regarding to faith. In 11:1, it said, what is faith? It's the confident assurance that something we want is going to happen. That's the way that Canaanite woman acted. She acted like something she wanted. She wanted that demon out of her daughter, and she knew if she stayed in front of Jesus Christ, it was going to happen. What is faith? It's a confident assurance that something we want is going to happen, and it's the certainty that what we hope for is waiting for us, even though we cannot see it up ahead. And listen, I'm certain heaven is waiting for all of God's children. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. Certain about it. Even though I can't see it up ahead, I know it's their way. What God wants us to have is faith, like this woman right here. She was persistent. She knew what she wanted, and she wasn't going to stop until she got it, and she went to the right place to get it. What would Jesus say about your faith? God bless you all today.